A record 40,000 people are filing property tax appeals because many of those bills have doubled. Consumer investigator Jason Knowles is digging into the data and talking to property owners scrambling to pay. Jason.
Cheryl, Rob, overall the tax rate is up across Cook County, and the I-Team found that property taxes surged 100% or more for thousands of people. The increases come at a time when inflation is hurting consumers.
It makes us feel violated.
Aliki Marinos and her brother Frank are fighting a 140% increase on their property taxes at their business Belmar Wire Products. The property taxes went from about $42,000 in 2021 to about $109,000 in 2022.
The increase doesn't seem justified.
Now, because of those taxes, the Marinos family is wondering how much longer they'll be able to make these displays for retailers to showcase products. The family says they already laid off 5 employees, half the staff. The business started by their father in 1970.
Being a 50-plus-year-old business in Chicago, starting from scratch in manufacturing, this is kind of what Chicago, was built on in the old days.
A spokesperson for Cook County Assessor Fritz Kage's office says their Bucktown neighborhood has undergone significant change and market values have increased. Kage's office also says the property was most likely previously undervalued.
I thought it was a mistake. I thought I had to open my eyes. I blinked a few times.
The Marinos family is appealing, and they're not alone. A record number of people in Cook County are fighting tax bills with the state's Property Tax Appeal Board. Those appeals expected to now exceed 40,000. The I-Team also found that Cook County property tax bills increased 100% or more year to year for roughly 20,000 properties, the majority residential. We obtained the data on the high percentage increases under the Freedom of Information Act from the Cook County Treasurer's Office, which is only responsible for collecting the bills. The Assessor's Office determines the amount billed. The data shows that this home in the Roseland neighborhood on the city's south side received a property tax bill that increased 1,000% year to year. Nearby in the Chicago Lawn neighborhood, Dorothy Ross, who gets the senior exemption, was hit with an 884% tax hike.
I don't like it. That's what I think about it.
The county's assessed value of her home doubled from more than $6,000 to more than $12,000. Her tax bill was only $143 in 2021, but she didn't expect it to surge to $1,400.
That means that I got to go somewhere else to get it. I got to go get a loan from the bank, or I got to ask my children for it. It's got to come from somewhere because it's got to be paid.
The Cook County assessor says Ross and the other residential property owner who faces the 1,000% hike both saw assessed value increases based on market value. A spokesperson says they may also qualify for a senior freeze, which could roll back the assessment and put their bills back to where they used to be. And here's another example. The Blommer Chocolate Company on Kinsey saw a 520% increase in taxes due to the assessed value shooting up.
How do you expect people to survive? And how do you expect them to feed their families?
If an appeal doesn't work, and we can't get some of that money back, then we might have to make some drastic changes.
We also asked the assessor's office about those numbers showing those 20,000 properties with 100% or more increases, but we did not get a response. Rob, Cheryl, if you are dealing with an increase, you can go through an appeals process. All this information is on our website, abc7chicago.com. We have a step-by-step process for you there.
Yeah, staggering numbers.
I know. Great advice, too, and eye-opening, very revealing.
Yeah, and you have to fight back. If you do not believe that those taxes are fair, you got to appeal.
Jason,
great advice. Thank you.
Time for our weather forecast on this Monday. Take a live look outside. It's calm. We haven't seen any rain and chilly.